do you never answer the phone when I call you, huh? Why must you be like this? You can't be busy. You should be at home, right? What's gotten into you? Why won't you pick up? I've rang the doorbell so many times, so you need to come out here. Why do you always make me wait like this? It's despicable behavior. You're acting like a spoiled brat, such an inconsiderate person. Edith, why must you always keep going on and on with this? You always cause me so much grief when you come here, and that's every single day. This must be a joke, right? I cause you grief? You're the one that's doing it to me. You're just sitting there at home anyway, bored out of your mind. When your mother-in-law comes to your house, you greet her as soon as possible and not make her wait. Am I being clear, Alice? Edith, you come over to this house so often. It's such a hassle when you just drop by like this. Doesn't Bill know what you're up to? Don't you remember how much he criticized you the other day for annoying me? He said quite a bit to you, right? What happens between me and my son has nothing to do with you, Alice, okay? Instead of worrying about that, open the door and let me in. I'm sorry, Edith, but I can't let you in today. I've been dealing with a lot of morning sickness, and I just want to be left alone and have some peace and quiet. Oh, great. Isn't that just an excuse for you to avoid me? I can understand all of your cowardly thoughts without having to ask for the real reason why you don't want me around. I've always wondered why my own son, Hunter, would marry such an unobedient wife, you know? It's very annoying. I don't know what else to say to you except I'm sorry. I'm not wanting any company today. If something urgent happens, then you'll be the first one I ask, okay? Fine, all right then. Also, there was something that I wanted to ask you. Could you please tell me which OBGYN you see? It's important that I know. I don't understand why you would want to know who I see, Edith. Why do you have to make things so difficult for a woman like me, Alice? For the sake of my unborn grandchild, I want to know, all right? Or is there another reason why you won't tell me? Do you not want me at your appointments? Okay, please calm down. I'll tell you who I'm seeing in a minute. I'll send you the details. You better. It's super important that I know everything so that I can make sure that my grandchild is born happy and healthy. Alice, what's going on here? Are you okay? I really don't think that you are. I'm really getting annoyed with all your antics. You're a terrible wife who thought it would be funny to steal my baby boy away from me and then get pregnant. And this is my punishment for it? You're pushing me out of my son's life. I'm not going to put up with this any longer. I wish you would just float away and never come back. Edith, what's gotten into you? What are you even talking about? I've not done anything to you. How could you be this rude to me? Why do you have to be so mean to me all the time? I don't understand. Wait, what? I have no idea what you mean, Alice. Are you trying to pin all of this on me? All right then, I guess it's all my fault. You're making no sense. I have enough to deal with. Sally's fallen down the stairs. It's really bad. Wait, what's going on? What do you mean Sally fell down the stairs? Sally, you know she's like a little sister to me, and I was just trying to look after her. We get along really well. I knew I couldn't deal with this on my own with being pregnant, so I took her to the same hospital I go to for my checkups. Then, as we were walking through the hospital together today, I really needed to go to the bathroom. Someone shoved me, and I fell down the stairs as I was trying to find the bathroom. Oh, really? But how could that have possibly happened to you when you have such steady feet? Well, you did hint before about if I was okay or not. I think you were trying to say that you pushed me down? Maybe? I really want a proper confession out of you, Edith. You pushed me down those stairs, didn't you? What the heck are you talking about? Are you wanting to tell me that I pushed you? This is outrageous. All you have to do is answer my questions truthfully. Where were you around lunchtime today? The clothing looked really similar to what you wear, and the lady was about the same height and shape as you. Was it an accident? That you were just trying to get our attention, but you ended up pushing me so Sally and I fell down? You didn't do that now, did you, Edith? You need to be honest with me. What do you mean? Are you doubting my honesty? Are you insane? I can't believe you're even asking me this. Don't you think that it's your fault and you didn't look where you were going, and that's the reason why you and Sally fell down those steps? You seriously think that I did this on purpose? Who in their right mind would make themselves fall down the stairs? Well, I can bet all my money that you did, Alice, because you're a liar. You just had to take my son away from me, didn't you, Alice? What you said is not what happened. I didn't do anything to you or Sally. So that isn't a confession? You've got nothing to say about what's happened? Are you kidding me? Don't be so stupid, Alice. If Sally loses her baby, it'll be all your fault. There's no one else to blame in all of this. When the time comes, I'm going to ask for compensation since you caused Sally so many problems, all because of your clumsiness. I also want you to break up with my son. Hunter has more than likely had enough of your schemes. You're no good for him. Why should I do any of that when I've done nothing wrong? You can't make me do any of that. I love my husband. No, you know deep down that it's all your fault. You're going to pay for what you've done to my family. You need to start getting yourself ready to break up with Hunter or else. Do you understand? You'll regret it if you don't.
What the heck's going on, Mom? What were you thinking, doing what you did? This is appalling behavior from what I thought was a loving and kind mother.
Huh? Hunter? Is that you? Why are you talking like this to me? What's happening, sweetheart?
What's happened? You should know what's happened, Mom. And don't you dare call me sweetheart. Apparently, you pushed Sally down the stairs at the hospital. And on top of that, you also attempted to push Alice as well? Do you even understand their situations right now? Don't you know that they're pregnant? Did you even think about the little lives that are growing inside their stomachs right now? So irresponsible. So cruel.
But they're both okay, right? If they're fine, then why are you making such a big deal about it, Hunter? Don't you know that all I want is what's best for you, Hunter? You're the most important thing in my life. I feel sorry for what happened to Sally, but it's really not my fault, all right? I'm just trying to protect you from that evil woman. Alice is poisoning that mind of yours. I had to break that horrible curse that she had you under sooner or later. It was for your own good, Hunter.
Would you cut it out, Mom? I can't believe this. It's insane how you're acting right now. You always try to do this to whoever I'm with. You've been too attached to me since I was a little kid. It's weird. You don't care about anything other than what you decide to do. Am I right?
But it's not like that, Hunter. I'm just worried about how you're being treated. I just want what's best for you, son.
Well, would you quit worrying about me when I'm actually fine? You're so overbearing. The real problem is how you act towards Sally and Alice. I know it was you who did this to them. No matter how much you try to deny it, I'm still convinced that this was your doing.
Hunter, how could you turn on your own mother like this? I know what's best for you. All these women in your life are toxic.
You know nothing of my life, Mom. Are you going to answer my question? Where were you around lunchtime today?
Today at lunchtime? Of course I can answer that. I was invited to a neighborhood committee meeting, so I participated in that during lunchtime.
A neighborhood committee meeting, huh? I don't think I trust you in saying that, because you're probably using your authority so that people from the meeting will back you up.
Are you kidding me? Are you saying that you don't believe me when it comes to my whereabouts today? You know why you don't believe me. It's because of that horrible woman that you're with. It's all her fault. She's brainwashing you into being a bad person.
Cut it out, Mom. Stop calling my wife horrible in every other insult that you've said during this conversation. Just stop being so rude. That's it. I've had enough of this. I don't want to see you if you're not going to show some respect for my wife. I can't deal with your crap right now.
Wait, Hunter, can't you just hear me out a little bit longer? Don't leave this conversation, please. I can't believe you told Hunter what happened to you. I should have known that you'd drag him into your problems. Of course I told him. He needed to know what happened to me. It wouldn't make sense to hide it. Oh, like you're such a great human being, Alice. In the past, Hunter was an honest and good boy. He did what I told him to do. He was so adorable. But now he's started to turn against me, even though I've done nothing wrong. This is all your fault. You're wrecking my son's life. How is any of this my fault? Why are you always blaming me for everything? Originally, I was super against you marrying my son. A girl who grew up being abused isn't a good match for my Hunter. I really don't understand how my son could have fallen in love with someone like you. You're absolutely no good for him. When I first went to meet you, you welcomed me into the family with open arms, didn't you? You said from now on, I could also think of you as my mother. Because you knew that I was bullied by my own mother throughout my entire childhood. I was really happy that I could have a real mother and daughter relationship with my mother-in-law, but I guess I was wrong. Well, it seems like I'm more like your mother than I thought. That means I can treat you the same way she did. Come on, that's what mothers do. Are you serious? So you're telling me that you basically betrayed me? I believed you back then. Even though I betrayed you, you were the one who was stupid enough to trust me, weren't you? Wow, you don't even feel guilty. What's your problem, Edith? As soon as we got married, you thought I was a failure and badmouthed me being a wife. It doesn't take you long for you to look down on people. You're so stuck up, Edith. Excuse me? You've got no right to badmouth me. I'm the president of the neighborhood committee. You don't even come close to my level. All you are, Alice, is the scum of a poor and abusive family. You're not going anywhere in life, and you're dragging my son with you. Whatever you say to me, Edith, isn't going to hurt me. You say these things while you wear expensive clothes and jewelry. Since when can you afford all those things? You bought everything with your husband's earnings. Does he approve of your spending? What are you talking about? His earnings belong to two people, not just him. It's mine as well. I won't let you complain about my financial situation. It's none of your business. You can't just do what you like. Huh? Is that so? Go ahead, do what you want, Edith. I won't stop you spending all your husband's money. I think you'll end up regretting it, though. The only thing I want right now is for you to shut your mouth. Keep it shut and do as you're told. Leave my son and leave us alone. Oh, Alice, have you done what I told you to do? You really need to break up with Hunter soon. Since your stomach's getting so big now, I did you a favor and got you the divorce papers myself. You should be grateful that I'm helping you. I wrote down Hunter's name on his behalf so that he doesn't need to bother with any of this mess. What the heck are you talking about, Edith? Did you seriously go and file for a divorce on our behalf even though we don't want it? Well, I didn't know this until I actually tried, but other family members can file divorce papers on your behalf if you're incapable of doing so. Look, I just need to state the reason why, but I can't quite copy your handwriting. I haven't mastered it. I'm sure they'll accept it since you've injured your dominant writing hand. It won't make a difference to them. But your plan isn't going to work, Edith. It means nothing if Hunter doesn't agree to the terms of it. This is basically fraud, Edith. This is one of the worst crimes you can be charged for, so just don't even bother doing this. What are you talking about? It's not fraud. Besides, Hunter cares about his mother more than anybody else in his life. If I order you both to break up with each other, then you'll both do that. You need to obey my orders. Right now, Hunter's still caught in your poisonous trap, so he won't go against anything you tell him, but I don't live that far away from you. It won't take much to take you down. I'm sure he'll go back to being that honest and adorable son that he was before. He's changed so much because of you. Well, before you try and break me and Hunter up, I think you should worry about what's going on in your life. Huh? What do you mean by that? What do you even mean? Is there something going on that I should know about? Oh, wow. I thought you would have some idea of what's going on, but I guess you don't take notice of what's going on around you. Well, I heard that your husband's going to calculate the amount you've spent on things and bill you for how much you owe him. Wait, what? What do you mean he's going to bill me? Why would he make up such a thing? I know that you're lying to me just to scare me. I've got no reason to lie to you, Edith. I spoke to him last night about it. At the moment, it's still a rough estimate, but more than likely, you'll have to give him $30,000. I heard that he's going to bill you an invoice later. Did you really use that much money to get what you wanted? No, just a minute. Wait! Why are there bills between a husband and wife when we're married and we share everything? No matter how many times he told you about not spending all the money, you just didn't listen to him, Edith. It seems like his patience is run thin with you after how you've been treating me and everyone else for that matter. He just wants you to do the right thing so that you can finally take responsibility for something that you've done. Him asking for his money back is the first step in rectifying what you've done, so just give him back the money. But that's just not possible. He can't do this to me. Who has that kind of money to pay back someone anyways? What am I supposed to do? I don't know why you're asking me that when I don't know what you should do. It's your problem, Edith. Ugh, not only are you a useless wife, but you're a useless person. How does anyone rely on you for anything? Hunter, are you there? I could really use your help right now, sweetie. Could you please pass on this message to your father? Until now, I've been only buying expensive clothes and accessories. I understand that. It's only because I want to look professional as the president of the neighborhood association. If the president of the association were to show up in rags as clothing, wouldn't you think I'd be criticized as being poor? It was a necessary expense, I swear. Your father must have forgotten that I was going to do this, so he's acting up about the whole thing. It's just a bit of a miscommunication. So please, Hunter, can you mediate between your father and I just this once? It would be very helpful, and he'll listen to you.
I'm afraid that's an impossible task, Mom. I just can't do that for you.
But I don't understand. What's happened to make you be like this towards me? I haven't done anything wrong.
Well, Ed and I actually hold the same opinion about what you've been doing and how you've been treating people, especially my wife.
But I don't get it. How on earth do you think I've gotten to this point? Do you really think I'm treating people that badly?
Mom, you're always so self-centered. You think of nobody else but yourself and what only benefits you. You don't care about others at all. You're only sensitive when it comes to your emotions, and you don't think about how other people are feeling in the moment you hurt them.
That's absolutely not true. I'm always thinking about your feelings, Hunter. I don't understand what you're trying to say here.
Oh, so you're saying that all these decisions have to come back to you? Is that it? You've always been like this, Mom. No matter what I tried to do, I couldn't do anything without your permission. It was ridiculous. You chose who I was allowed to hang out with, and you chose my friends for me. It was weird. Do you think I've ever made a decision for myself? No, I haven't, because you've always been in the middle of my business and take away the choices for me. You even choose what toys I was allowed to play with on a certain day and what books I was allowed to buy. You're so controlling, Mom. You chose everything for me, and it was so frustrating. Didn't you realize that it was a form of neglect? You never listened to your own child. It's sad and so frustrating to deal with. I hated it so much.
I've heard enough. That's enough of that. Don't say such things to me. I just wanted you to become a special person to everyone that came into your life.
It's all your fault. You've interfered with my life for too long now. I'm also suffering the consequences now. There were so many times that I couldn't even have a conversation with the friends I wanted to have a private conversation with. You stunted my growth, Mom. I can hardly make decisions on my own because you took that autonomy away from me.
That's not true, Hunter. I was just doing what was best for you and helping you choose the right people to be friends with.
Isn't that why you treat Alice so poorly? Because she was the first person I chose to have in my life and I wanted to marry her. You're so mad at her existence because that decision was ripped out of your hands, wasn't it? You've got no reason to treat my wife like you have been. It's all because you had no say in my future marriage. There's no one out there in the real world who would help someone like you put down my wife just because you didn't get to choose my future wife.
Okay, yes, I maybe am feeling a bit put off because I had no say in the matter, but it doesn't mean that that's the reason why I treated her badly. What do you want me to do about this situation, sweetie? I don't know how I could ever pay back $30,000. It's such a huge debt to pay. There's no way that I can survive if I have to owe all that money back to your father. It's not fair. We're husband and wife, for goodness sake.
I'm not here to be your scapegoat, Mom. You need to figure out your own situation all on your own. I'm not helping you out. This is the seed that you've sowed, Mom. You deal with the consequences of your actions.
Okay, I really can't believe you're talking to your own mother like this. I suppose you're not on my side about this. I guess I'll just ask everyone in the neighborhood association about this and see where I go from here. I'm the president of the association, after all. Anything I tell them to do, they'll do it. If they raise $30,000, I'm sure they can get it to me in no time, and I'll no longer be in debt.
Are you seriously relying on other people to solve your problems for you, Mom? You're going to do something like this again? I think it's pointless in you asking the neighborhood to help pay off your debts for you.
Wait, what do you mean? How could you say something like that? Those are my friends, and friends help each other out.
Well, I happened to run into the vice president of the association the other day, and they immediately started talking about you and your issues.
What? Are there rumors being spread about me or something? I don't understand.
Well, they started talking about the incident in when you pushed Sally down the stairs.
Oh, come on, this again? You know that wasn't me, Hunter. Why is this made-up story going around the rumor mill? You know what? It was that horrid wife of yours, wasn't it? She's the one spreading rumors about me, that little cow. She's trying to make me suffer, I know it.
Would you quit it with this nonsense, Mom? Stop immediately blaming Alice for everything. We all know it's not a rumor, and that's what truly happened. Stop denying it. You're such a liar. It all started from the hospital. You know the hospital that Alice and Sally go to is a general hospital, right? There are a lot of witnesses in a general hospital, Mom. That's why in that moment, they saw you push Sally down the stairs. They were heading to a different department in the hospital when you did this.
You're lying. That's not what happened, Hunter. I really thought no one was watching. There were hardly any people around.
I suppose you don't want to fix what you've broken anymore, do you, Mom? Well, I already know the truth, so I guess it doesn't matter anymore. In this case, I would think that you'd be made to step down from your position in the neighborhood association, Mom. They'll fire you by a majority vote. I wouldn't count on them helping you with anything. Don't go running to them for help.
There's no way they'd do that to me. If I can't rely on them, what should I do? I really need your help, sweetie. Come on, help your poor mom out. Everything is your fault, Alice. Why do I have to go through this mess? I am going to sue you for all the pain you've caused me. Give me back my happiness. Life was so much easier until you came along and ruined my son's life. I don't get you sometimes, Edith. You tell me to give you back your happiness, but think about it. What the heck did I ever do to you? And now you think you can sue me even though I haven't done anything? What crime are you suing me for? In reality, aren't you just scared that I'll be the one who'll end up suing you? Do you think I find you that scary, Edith? How dare you stop making fun of me and other people? You're such a horrible person, Alice. The reason why I'm about to get into a lot of trouble is because you married Hunter when you were never a right fit for him. Without you hanging around, my peace and quiet would have been guaranteed. I could have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling in our business. I don't know how Sally got amongst the crossfire. I could have aimed for you better if you didn't make her be in the middle of us. Wow, you've really not reflected on your actions at all, have you, Edith? I've got no regrets doing what I did. Besides, it's all your fault for butting into my life anyway. Wow, you're exactly like my own mother in every way. It's sick. My mother abused me and never admitted that it was her fault, no matter what. You're doing exactly the same things that she did. You're such a coward as you tried to get away with it, but if I made the slightest objection, you'd blame things on me. Don't you understand why your son and I are so repulsed by you? Huh? What on earth are you talking about? My son's not repulsed by me. He just doesn't agree with what I did, that's all. I can't believe you're being like this. Fine. If that's your idea of how you see things, so be it. We've had our human rights stripped away and violated by our own parents. You controlled everything that Hunter tried to do in his life. The only way he could protect himself from you was to obey every single order you threw at him, no matter how unreasonable it was. He had no choice but to listen to what you said, and it killed him every single time. And then you treat your own child like your own possession. He's not an object, he's a human being. At the end of the day, there are people who have been hurt because of you, and all you've done is turn a blind eye to it. It's insane how you don't see what you've done. That's why even your own family is abandoning you. They don't want to deal with any more crap. Hold on a minute, what? What's that supposed to mean? How can my family abandon me? They're my flesh and blood. They wouldn't do that. I think you absolutely know what I mean. They don't like being controlled by you anymore. We're all done with you. Haven't you been listening to a word I've said? Your husband, Hunter, Sally, they all want to cut you out of the family, and I am definitely on their side with this one. That's not true. They can't just do this to me. I'm their mother. They can't just kick me out of the family. They'll be lost without me. If anyone is lost, it's you, Edith. You're the one that put them down, controlled them, and treated them like crap. No wonder they don't want to put up with it anymore. You know that the house is in your husband's name, right? He wants to sell it and move on. It would be better for you to get ready to leave as soon as possible. If you don't, your clothes and all your fancy accessories will be thrown in the trash, and you don't want that now, do you? Alice, you can't let them do this to me. He can't just sell the house without my permission. We make decisions together. Please help me. I'm really sorry for how I've treated you. I'll make it up to you. Just help me out with my family. Make them see straight. It's too late, Edith. This is the first time they're finally thinking straight, and they don't want you around anymore. Just stay out of our lives. We don't want anything to do with you. Don't even think about approaching our family ever again. Goodbye, Edith. Good luck with your new single life. You're going to need it. Hey, Hunter, has Sally been discharged from the hospital?
Yes, thank God she's okay now. Everything's fine.
Oh, that's so great! I can't believe your mom did this to her. I feel like this has all been my fault. If I just hadn't been with her, this wouldn't have happened.
Alice, you really need to stop blaming yourself for what happened. You did nothing wrong. It was all my mom's doing. She should have known better.
I know, it's just all the past trauma coming back to haunt me, and your mother just reminded me so much of my own mother, and everything was always my fault when it came to her.
I know what you mean, but it's not at all, Alice. Our mothers are terrible people, and now they're both out of our lives for good. We can live a better life now without them.
This is how the incident caused by Edith came to an end. It caused so much trouble, but it ended being Edith screaming for forgiveness. Hunter was able to break the bind that she had around him all his life. After that, Edith returned to her parents' house with nowhere else to go. Rumors of the latest commotion were circulating as well, and it seems like there was nowhere else for her to stay. However, in order to pay the $30,000 that her husband demanded, she had to work for the first time in over 10 years to help pay it off. She would go home every day so exhausted and feel so down about having to pay back the debt. Apart from that, Alice gave birth to a healthy baby boy last month. Luckily, nothing bad happened after that. Hunter's father was more than happy to have more new members join the family.
Hey, are you pregnant? You gotta be pregnant, right? Tell me if you're pregnant.
Wait, why? Why are you suddenly asking me if I'm pregnant?
Well, come on, I haven't seen you in a long time, and boom, your stomach is huge. I know you're pregnant. Don't try to hide it from me. Either that, or you just ate a whole lot of carbs and it's not Thanksgiving at all, which it is.
I'm pregnant. There, are you happy? Now you know that I'm pregnant.
What? You're joking, right? You know how old you are, Auntie? You're like dinosaur age.
Does that really matter at all? It shouldn't.
I think you're actually like 42 in human years. You're so old, and yet you're pregnant? Oh my god, I will be so embarrassed. I'm definitely grossed out by the fact that you're pregnant.
What? What the hell, Robert?
I mean, I totally get that you guys got married a little later, right? So everything is a little delayed and whatnot. Are you just trying to play keep up because you finally got married? Other people around you already have a family, so you feel like you need to hurry up too? I really wish that you wouldn't bring that kind of crap into our family, you know? Just because you want to feel like everyone else.
Do you realize what you're saying right now, kid? This is not okay. You need to calm down and think before you speak.
Of course I know what I'm saying. Why would you think otherwise? I'm already 21, lady. It's amazing if you think about it. Your little brother's son is already 21 years old. Talk about getting ahead of you, huh? You've really fallen behind. And yet here you are, literally ancient, and now you're pregnant. You gotta be joking, right? Who are you pranking?
Are you done? You're really starting to get under my skin, and I'm not appreciating your snarky little comments. If there's something that you want to tell me, then why don't you just tell me?
No, the person that's getting under my skin is you, old hag. Why the hell are you taking my thunder? You need to cut your shit out, do you understand me? I don't want to be mean anymore, you're right. But let me just say that you really should consider aborting the baby. Not only are you always just an old hag, you're always all quiet and never fun to be around. You're definitely annoying. You really think that kind of woman is gonna be a nice mother? Yeah, good luck figuring that out.
What exactly do you not like about me, Robert? I need you to explain what's going on without insulting me. You're always insulting me. Always telling me that I'm the odd one out, that I'm ugly or fat, whatever. Oh, it's really not like anything in particular, you know? I'm just not a fan of you. Every aspect of your personality just pisses me off, so that's enough for me to hate you. Wait, hang on. Are you still dragging on the fact that I got mad and chewed you out when you were young? Please tell me that's not where this is going. I remember when you were exercising in the parking lot. Do you remember that? It was on a private parking lot, too. You remember how you hit someone else's car with a ball? I remember that, too. You were a little young. And then I scolded you because you were in the wrong. And after that, you've just been treating me like a thorn in your side. Is that why you're still dragging this on?
I don't have any kind of reason to despise you, and frankly, I don't need a reason to hate you. I just hate old hags.
I'm literally the same age as your mother, though. What do you think about that, Robert?
My mother is old, and yes, she's the same age as you. But you know what else? She has a perfect 21-year-old son, too. That perfect son was able to go to a perfect college because his grades were so top of the class, he even had the whole thing paid for. He's now got a job offer from the highest corporate job that Wall Street has to offer, and his future is incredibly bright. You, on the other hand, have nothing. No children, no family, no education, nothing. You're just some old bitch with nothing in her name except apparently you're able to get knocked up. Do you understand what I'm saying, Julie?
I see, okay.
If you understand what I'm saying, go home! Get the hell out of here! No one likes you being here. It's literally just bringing everyone's mood down. You're just a drag and we all want to be gone.
I just came here a second ago. I'm not going home yet. Especially since it's been a while since I've seen my family. This is also my parents' house. So I'm going to be relaxing here as I have every right to do so. You are not able to tell me otherwise, do you understand?
This little old bitch. Whatever. You're gonna regret this later, just you watch. Hey Julie, can I ask you something? Did something happen between you and Robert? You can tell me if something did happen.
What do you mean, did something happen? Why?
Well, I mean, come on. Even the most socially awkward and antisocial shutting can tell that you two are absolutely hating every second of being around each other. Robert is usually so upbeat and bright, but he's just been glaring at you without saying a single word this whole time. It's almost like something out of a horror movie.
I have an idea, genius. Why don't you go ahead and ask him? It seems like he's got it out for me. I definitely don't have anything against him. It's not like I'm the one glaring at him.
He's got it out for you. I don't believe it. Robert isn't that kind of child. He's always so positive and nice. You must have done something, right? He's always someone to face a problem and solve the problems himself. I've never seen him just run away from an issue at all. I've absolutely never seen him look at a relative the way he looks at you and just glare for literally hours on end like that. You did something.
I don't know how you see your own son, but let me tell you something, Vincent. He's not young anymore, and he is definitely able to say some pretty terrible things. I think that Robert is pretty dark and sadistic. He's missing every kind bone in his body. I guarantee you he's been acting a fool in college too. There's no way that he's this bundle of sunshine like you make him out to be.
Come on, Julie, you gotta talk to me. Explain what has happened, because right now I haven't heard anything from either one of you.
Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll send you some screenshots of the text messages he's been sending me. Maybe then you'll tell me how much of a pleasure he is. I'll be surprised if you think he's still wonderful and amazing after seeing those texts.
Okay, send them. Wait, hang on. You've made these up or something, right? They're not real. You're telling me that my son, that Richard sent these text messages to you? This has to be some kind of mistake, right?
Yeah, you know me, Vincent. I just love to frame my own nephew for things he's never done. Be real with me for a second, I don't want to do this either. But this is the truth. And just so you know, this isn't the only time that he's talked to me like this. He's been keeping this kind of thing up since that day I chewed him out in the parking lot when he was young.
But why didn't you just tell me about it? I would have been fine with talking to him about it and maybe trying to work something out.
I know how much you love your son, and I figured you wouldn't spend a second of your day listening to me complain about your own son. Besides, I only ever met up with him once or twice a year. It really wasn't that big of a deal for me to just suck it up and deal with it. But if I did tell you, it would have just been blown out of proportion, and I just couldn't be bothered.
But Robert, he's been such a great kid. I'm so terribly sorry, Julie. I wish I could take all of this back. I didn't know how two-faced he was, and that is entirely on me. It's my responsibility, and I should have noticed. I'm so sorry for causing you this much emotional damage.
I didn't realize that not only would you listen to me, that you'd even apologize for your own son's actions. This is not the reaction I was expecting. Hang on just a second. Did you have something that didn't really surprise you for? Did something else happen?
Well, to be honest with you, sometimes he's been a little violent. He has these little bursts of rage and no one seems to be able to calm him down. It's over these little things, but he would just start getting really pissed off and take it out on things around him, and wouldn't think twice about talking bad about people around him. He was young, you know. I figured that it was a pretty normal thing to do with kids around his age, but I didn't realize the extent of his behavior.
I see. I really should have told you sooner about all of his behavior, too. Maybe then you would have reacted and tried to correct his actions. I'm sorry, Vincent. I really thought that you wouldn't hear me out at all, so everything I said would have fallen on deaf ears.
I've been thinking about all of this recently, too. I was wondering if I really did what was in Robert's best interest growing up. I've been questioning a lot of how I raised him, you know? I really do think there's no singular correct way to educate him, but I really do feel like maybe I was spoiling him a little too much. And that I was just too lenient on him. But I just believe that Robert would grow into a great kid. But then I had to see your screenshots to really believe that this would happen.
I'm sorry, but that doesn't seem to be the case with Robert. Anyway, hopefully you'll be able to talk some sense into him because I'm not going to deal with this any further. Thank you for listening to me, Vincent.
Yeah, you got it. I'll handle this on my end too. Huh? You're totally exaggerating, right? You didn't actually need to go to the hospital and stay in hospital for a while, right? So what happened? What did the test results say for your sorry ass? That you're lame and old?
They said that the child is gone and that I won't be able to have this baby. The main cause for my miscarriage was because of the physical trauma due to you shoving me off the stairs.
Oh, I see. Then you should totally just ignore the shitty baby anyway. What a massive baby of a baby. I'm so funny sometimes. Just so you know, it's all your fault. I didn't do anything that I didn't warn you about. You should have been more careful. You really should have listened and heeded my warnings. Instead, you ignored me and decided to stick around like some kind of idiot.
Okay.
What the hell is your problem, lady? You really trying to just shrug me off? You're just an old-ass bitch who really has no right to be around. You're some stupid old lady who loses her balance and falls down a flight of stairs all because I kicked you from behind. You realize how clumsy you have to be to fall over and lose your balance just because you were kicked? Honestly, it's all pretty self-explanatory. Besides, you totally didn't deserve to get pregnant anyway. It's disgusting. Learn your place, you old lady.
You're actually truly rotten inside. I'm impressed by how terrible of a person you are. You disgust me.
You're the rotten one, old lady. Seriously, now there's even a dead rotting baby in you. You should be way more ashamed that you're getting pregnant when you're literally on the verge of being a fossil in like half a year. You really should be thanking me if you successfully had a miscarriage thanks to me drop-kicking you. I should be winning Nephew of the Year awards for cleansing you.
I'm never going to forgive you. You will pay for this.
Ooh, I'm scared of the old bitch.
My lawyer will be reaching out to you soon, so be sure to answer him. He won't stop calling and he won't stop trying to get in touch with you, so don't ignore him.
What? What do you mean, lawyer?
I'm going to sue you. I'm going to charge you criminally, and I am going to sue your sorry ass in civil court. I've already filed all of my charges against you. You will for sure be charged with assault and battery, along with potentially attempted murder. You're definitely going to be charged criminally.
What? Sued? Filed charges? What the hell are you talking about? This is just a little civil dispute between relatives. There's no way that the police and lawyers will be able to do anything to me.
Honestly, it makes sense now why you'd be able to do such a thing. I don't think anyone with half a brain cell and the smallest understanding of how society works could have done what you did. You just keep pretending like nothing is ever going to get to you. Just wait till the police are knocking on your door.
You're the one that doesn't have any understanding of how society works. We're literally relatives. I'm your nephew. The police wouldn't take you seriously anyway. Good luck suing me, you dumb old hag.
Like I said earlier, you just keep pretending like you didn't just murder my child. It doesn't change a single thing. You do your best to pay for your crimes in prison, do you hear me? I am never going to forgive you, even if society deems you have paid off its debt.
Pay off debt to society? Seriously? What the hell is going on here? You're talking nonsense. I can tell you're trying your hardest to blow things out of proportion, but let me tell you something, Julie. A real lesson in how the world works. I don't think a single thing is gonna come out of this whole thing. No one is gonna do anything.
I'll tell you what. I'll do you one better and let you know what justice tastes like before the police gets there. Why don't you go ahead and check your social media, huh?
What?
I think if you search something like drop-kicked pregnant, you'll find everything I want you to see.
Wait, what? Hang on just a second. Is this me? What the hell? Why am I everywhere?
Yeah, the video where you literally drop-kick me when I'm 6 months pregnant. It's all over the place now. I think that it's not really surprising, but it's all over the place. Everyone is getting ready to cancel you.
But why the hell? I'm the one that recorded the whole thing in the first place. You shouldn't have the video. Why the hell is it all up over the internet? I don't understand. You better start explaining, Julie, or I'm gonna lose my mind.
You know how you sync your phone and your PC? Let me change that. I know you sync your phone and your PC. They share the same data. So any photos and videos that you take using your phone are immediately uploaded and transferred over to your PC that's in your room. I spoke to your father about this whole thing. I asked him to help me out with the criminal responsible for all of this. I have a suggestion though, idiot. How about you actually add a password to your computer?
What? Yeah, you better be ready for what's coming next. How dare you go into my PC and...
Gotta love being young, huh? It doesn't really need explaining for you to understand what's going on as far as this video circulates around the internet. I don't really think this is the kind of video you want to have blow up either. So, how do you feel about being super popular on the internet? Oh wait, no, sorry, I meant, what does it feel like to be served justice? Mind you, this is only a taste of what's to come next.
What the hell is going on? How the hell do they have my face and my name too? Did you do this?
Oh, you know, I just used your friends and acquaintances to spread all of your information. They did the rest. They were actually all really cooperative about the whole thing. I don't think a single one of your friends said that I shouldn't be doing this. Apparently, you're really despised by your friends.
Damn it! I've paid for their stuff so many times! What the hell? How could they just abandon me like that?
You're just some rich kid that paid for their food. That's all you were to them. You weren't their friend. You were just an ATM. A walking food delivery truck. Wait, hang on. I just had a thought. You're not going to be able to work anymore, huh? They're definitely going to take back their job offer now. Think about it. You might even be expelled from college. They might just throw you out completely, huh? Then you won't have anything. So, let me ask you. What does it feel like to lose literally everything? You're going to be losing so much more, too.
You old bitch! How dare you do this to me? You just wait and see. I'm gonna talk to my father about this. We'll see what he does. You have no idea what he's capable of and how much he loves me. I'm sure that he will make all of this just disappear.
Oh, you're talking about Vincent? Vincent said that he was going to completely cut ties with you. You really thought that he'd be on your side for this, huh?
What?
I threatened him. I told him that if he didn't just abandon you, then I would reveal his name as someone who was going to protect a child murderer. It didn't take him long to make a decision. I made it sound like I really forced his hand, but he was pretty taken aback by his own son's true self, too. So I wouldn't have been surprised if he just ignored you anyway. If anything, I just gave him a good excuse to just kick you out of the family and completely abandon you as a child.
What do you mean abandon? What the hell? I'm literally my father's son. He can't just abandon me like that. We're family, though.
Yes, Vincent is your father, but at the same time, your father is my younger brother. Do you understand? He is seriously regretful of how much he's just let you do whatever you want to do. He knows that he spoiled you way too much. He had a kid when he was really young, so I'm sure he made quite a few mistakes raising you. I don't blame him, but you are definitely a mistake that he has to pay for.
That's why you're gonna say that you're so damn special because you're all old and shit? This bitch. You think you're so damn special and tough.
What? Still trying to do something else to me? We'll see how things go, huh? The police should be on their way any minute now.
Let me just set the record straight, bitch. It takes me one swing and you're lights out on the ground. You understand me? One hit and you're gone. You better be thankful for me that you're even alive and breathing right now. I should knock your ass out.
Wait, are you serious right now? You sound like some shitty villain from a terrible movie. You're a pretty textbook definition of a loser. You wear baggy-ass clothes and chains like you never grew out of your middle school days. You might be able to study and work hard in your books, and you might even look like you're a straight-edge person, but let's face the facts. You can see the loser just eking out behind the facade that you put up, and it's really just useless. Everyone can see that you're a loser. Stop trying to pretend you're such a badass. You talk all this mad shit, and yet, this supposed to be big man targets a pregnant woman. I don't see you fighting any professional MMA fighters. If you were able to be at least a little bit objective in how you look and how horrible your taste is in fashion, none of this probably would have happened. So, I'm not sure why I'm telling you any of this at all.
I'm done. You've pushed me over the edge. This is all your fault. Do you understand me? This is all you. You better be ready. I hope you have some bulletproof vests. You said you're at the hospital right now.
Oh, you're gonna come by the hospital right now to check up on how I'm doing? Oh my god, you're such a sweetheart. I'll be waiting in my bed, hooked up to my IVs. Hey, how are you doing? I hope you're doing all right. I know you took quite a nasty fall on the stairs yesterday, right? I heard you all the way from my bed.
Ugh.
You screwed up your leg, didn't you? Pretty sure I saw your ankle twist in a way it shouldn't. But, I mean, it's all your fault, yeah? You just tried to dropkick me again. Literally a second time after I just told you that you're going to be charged and arrested. I'm not a complete idiot, though. You know what they say? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. It was pretty easy for me to dodge your kick. Not only did you miss your kick, you literally jumped off the top flight of stairs and tumbled all the way down. Seriously, how much of a loser can you be?
Yeah, you're the reason that my life is completely screwed up now. You've ruined everything for me. The doctors have told me that they're not sure if my leg will be moving anymore. They say that I have a pretty bad nerve injury in my upper spine. Apparently, I might not even be able to walk for the rest of my life. I could literally be stuck in a wheelchair.
I'm seriously still trying to understand the mental gymnastics you had to do to somehow blame that on me, when you're the one that jumped off the top of the stairs.
It's your fault! It's all your fault that you initially embarrassed me anyway. If you hadn't embarrassed me, then this whole thing would have never happened.
I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! You were definitely holding a grudge against me for that one time I scolded you in the parking lot. You were lifting and exercising in the parking lot because you were trying to show off to girls, right? I totally remember every single part of that day. And yet, all they saw was some loser getting yelled at and scolded by an adult. You must have been so incredibly embarrassed, huh?
If you were gonna scold me, you should have at least scolded me somewhere where people weren't looking. Then I wouldn't have cared as much. But you didn't, and now because of that...
You're telling me that this whole thing has been over one stupid little thing that happened over a decade ago? A life was lost because of that?
What?
You murdered my child in cold blood because you were so upset that I scolded you when you were a child? That's what you call an equal response? You realize how difficult it is to get naturally pregnant in my 40s? Let me tell you, it's really freaking hard. And yet I was blessed with a child, and you murdered it.
Okay, yeah, maybe I took it a little too far. Only a little bit, though. I didn't get carried away.
I've lost all hope to stay on this planet because of you. I don't want to be alive anymore. Do you understand? You've stolen the reason I want to be alive. My husband barely even talks anymore because he lost his child. You know how difficult this whole thing must be for him, right? You're not even really blood related to him. You're just some random man that murdered his child. I don't know how to keep living like this while having this huge burden looming over us like some terrible, shitty cloud. I don't know how I can wake up tomorrow morning and pretend like everything is okay, because it isn't.
Hey, would it be alright if I just apologize to you? I need to apologize to you. I understand now how terrible of an atrocity I've committed. I really can't move from my bed right now, though. But I want you to let me apologize to you. I want to apologize to you right away.
I don't want to listen to you apologize when you're just doing it to clear your guilty conscience. You can carry that with you to the grave.
No, that's not why I want to apologize to you. I just really feel like I understand the extent of damage that I've caused to everyone involved in all of this. Please let me apologize to you. I'm not messing around anymore. I'm being dead serious.
Absolutely not. You're never going to apologize to me, and I'm never going to accept any form of apology you manage to spit out. This is just some relatives arguing, right? I don't give a shit. Afterwards, Robert was arrested and charged on several counts of aggravated assault and attempted murder. The police took no mercy on him. He was sentenced to prison in addition to all of the fees and damages that he owed to Julie and her family. He is now in what is considered one of the worst penitentiaries of the state. His legs are also in bad shape. He was told by the doctors in the prison that he would be unable to walk and would most likely never be free of his leg pain. He now spends the rest of his days in a wheelchair. Prison is probably the last place you'd want to be when you're an easy target. He won't be in prison for life or even for that long when you consider the crime that was committed, but even if he gets out, he has no one waiting for him. No family, no relatives, no friends. He's got no money either. The internet has shown no mercy and has gone full-blown torch and pitchfork on him. The internet is probably better aware of his life details than anyone else at this point. His reputation will not be disappearing anytime soon. I would say that it's almost impossible for him to be happy anymore, which is still not enough punishment in my book. But I don't want to keep thinking about revenge. Our emptiness, the void that he has created in our hearts, will not be filled because of this. But I am glad to know that the judicial system is fair and justice has been done. I currently live with my husband away in the middle of nowhere to hopefully get over this whole thing. We are both working hard every day to make sure we are able to make a new family with the two of us once again.
Hey, you old hag, you need to break up with my brother this instant.
Hello? Is that you, Sophia? You're obviously Mark's little sister then. I'm taking good care of Mark, though.
I don't care. I'm saying that you need to break up with him, all right? I won't let you both get married. I can't believe that he's going to go through with this marriage to you. I need to wake him up from this nightmare.
I don't understand what you're wanting to say, Sophia. Mark and I have already gotten married.
What the heck? How is that possible?
We're married now, so of course we're not going to break up. That makes you my new sister-in-law. I hope that we can get along from now on as sisters.
Why would my brother choose you to marry? I don't get it. You're just a misunderstood, ugly piece of crap that's wanting his money.
That's such a crude thing to say, don't you think? Did you forget how to be polite with other people or something?
You're after his money, right? My brother works for a really good company and he excels at his job. Aren't you just wanting his money for your own future success because it's a sure thing?
Well, thank you for telling me more about the company he works for. I'm in no way after my husband's money, so please don't worry.
I don't believe a word of that. With the pompous attitude that you have, what else would you possibly say? I am totally against this marriage, so you need to break up.
How much influence do you think you have in the decisions we make? We've already gotten married, and the ceremony itself will be in the weekend. Why don't you just approve of our marriage? That is what pleases your brother the most, if you could do that.
I will protect my brother at all costs from you.
What do you mean, Sophia?
You're older than my brother, aren't you? You're almost 10 years older than me. Why would such an old lady like you want to put her hands all over my brother for?
Would you quit calling me old already? How is being a different age than your brother even related to how I feel about him? It's rather odd trying to explain this to my husband's sister. It's also strange to suddenly talk through a messaging app when we haven't been properly acquainted. How about we talk about it the next time we meet up together as a family? Maybe we can get along if we talk this out in person.
Me and the wrinkly old piece of crap talking? Oh, please, save your breath.
If you're going to talk like that, it seems a bit difficult to get along with someone who feels like this.
I want my brother to have the best marriage, and what he chooses is an old hag who is ugly and looking to steal his money. My brother shouldn't be marrying such a woman, don't you agree? I have to keep telling you to reconsider your marriage, but you won't listen to me. You haven't been replying to my messages for a while. Are you there? Don't you think that's strange?
Even if you're saying that it's strange, it seems like a problem between you and your brother. I'm not telling you to reply to my messages, Sophia. Can't you see a reason why Mark won't reply to you?
Maybe it's because you're saying that he shouldn't be with me and saying horrible things about me? What the heck? There's no way that Mark would think like that about me when I'm just trying to protect him. Absolutely no way. Well, if you think so, then everything should be fine, right? If it were me, I don't know what I would do if my family were talking badly about my spouse. This conversation is becoming pointless, and I don't like it. Oh, so you're saying this is my fault? You can't sink any lower if you're going to blame me for everything. Right, okay. No matter what you say now, it's getting on my nerves. How about we have a slow and clear conversation next time we see each other in person? I'll talk to Mark about it so that we can all talk about this together like adults. I just want you to know that we are happy together. I hope this puts your mind at ease a little bit. Hi, sweetie. So Sophia messaged me. She told me that she hadn't contacted you at all, but didn't you talk to her?
Yeah, I did. I got a load of messages from her. It's all these messages about how we shouldn't get married and to stop seeing each other and that sort of thing. I don't understand why she's sending me these types of messages. So I just didn't reply to her.
Oh, as I suspected. That sounds about right. It seems that she hates me.
She always used to follow me around. I definitely spoiled Sophia, as she was my baby sister, and she just wanted to be around her older brother. We're both almost in our 30s now. I didn't think it would go this far.
Sophia is 26, right? I think she's at the age where she should be leaving her brother to his own devices.
It might have been better to register our marriage without saying anything to her. Otherwise, she might get in our way of having a nice wedding ceremony. I'm really happy that we're married. I want to apologize about what Sophia's saying about you. Try to not let it get to you too much, okay?
It's not your fault, dear. I get it. It's all right. I'll try not to let what she said get to me.
I'm really sorry about her. She's a bit weird when it comes to me.
You have nothing to apologize for. Don't worry. I thought it would be nice if I could get along with Sophia. I'm hated more than I imagined, so I'm quite confused. I'm thinking about what I could do.
I'm just as surprised as you, love. I think you should just tell what you've done so far.
But I feel like she won't listen to me no matter what I say.
That's true, yeah. But it's my life, not Sophia's. She can't just decide things for me. If she keeps complaining about you and saying cruel things, we need to think of something to solve the Sophia issue.
I hope that we can all somehow talk to each other and understand our situations together, and then of course reconcile. I'll talk to her at family dinner after the wedding ceremony.
Thank you for considering all these things. I appreciate it.
Hey, it's for family. It's a pretty normal thing to do. Oh, thank God it's over for the both of you. Excuse me? What are you talking about? The wedding ceremony hasn't even started yet. What's over? What are you saying? You're both no longer husband and wife. You're a complete nobody to him now. I never have to look at your face ever again. What's that supposed to mean? I filed divorce papers for you both. You guys are already divorced now. I freed my brother from your grasp. I can't believe how good of a job I did to manage that. What the heck? You filed divorce papers without our permission? I sure did. Oh well, I bet you're really frightened of me now, huh? I'm not even remotely afraid of you, you know. No matter who you are as a sister-in-law, you've overstepped the mark. If you've gone this far, there is no way of coming back from it. Whatever you say, stranger. It's more of the fact that I'm completely satisfied with the fact that I saved my precious older brother from you. Save? Are you kidding me? You wanted to keep your brother away from anything that makes him happy? That's not the reason. An ugly, money-seeking woman like you will never get close enough to my brother. I saved him from you. Would you quit it with all your cruel and hateful words? You're just bullying me now. Do you have any idea what you've just done? You're not a suitable match for my brother. Now that you're divorced from him, you're no longer to get involved with him or our family. Do you really think my brother would love an ugly, gold-digging woman like you? You're dreaming. Now that the divorce papers have been filed, the wedding ceremony will be canceled. Yes, I guess there's no problems then. Wow, such a strong, ugly lady. What if I did things on my own terms? If it was all to lead to a divorce, Mark would be the only one who has to deal with the trouble. Huh? What are you talking about, you ugly woman? It wouldn't be like that. My brother's the best of the best. Even if he divorced a woman like you, he would bounce back really quickly. He's such a popular guy that he would be able to get an even more attractive and intelligent woman. You do know that I was once your brother's boss, and he was the one working for me, not the other way around. I don't believe you. You were his boss. Yes, even though you believe me to be the gold digger, it's funny that you're misunderstanding the money situation. Don't you think that as a boss that I wouldn't have money? You? Betty? A boss? An ugly woman like you? I already explained this to you when we first met. I'm pretty sure that Mark did as well. You really do lack the ability to listen to people, Sophia. Does this mean that my brother will be fired because of the divorce? Actually, you know what? That's fine. My brother is super talented and can get a fancier job like that. He will no longer be troubled by you if you're not around. Oh, is that what you believe? What are you trying to say, Betty? Shouldn't you be the one to decide whether you believe it or not? I'm going to inform Mark of the situation. Mark never gets angry with me because I'm his cute little sister. Sometimes he might make a troubled face at me, but in the end, he always forgives me. That means it'll all be okay. Wow, you have a lot of confidence, Sophia. I admire you for that. Don't you think that only applies to when you were elementary school students? With Mark knowing the circumstances, he said that he would cut you off and be estranged from you. Excuse me? Cut off? That's right. We were going to pay for your college tuition, and we were planning to pay for future study abroad expenses, but I suppose we'll have to cancel that. Pay for what? My college expenses? As a result of you being out of employment and having gone to a private university being a burden on your parents, I thought it was a tough situation to be in. Over the past year, I paid for it. But from all of this, even after graduating from college, you haven't been looking for a job and you've been living at home for the past 2 years already. You've messed up big time. Do you have any idea of how much trouble you've caused your family? You've paid everything for me. Why would you do something like that? As Mark's little sister, you were like family to me and I made that decision to help you out. But now knowing that you've hated me this entire time, it's so awkward. I really thought that we could become friends someday, but as I kind of expected, the situation ended up like this. So it seems that whilst you'll be studying overseas, you'll be eating up all of your parents' money. You said that you filed the divorce papers, so of course I'll cancel the payments. But, Betty, does this mean I can't study overseas now? That's right, Sophia, unless you use your own money. Your parents, myself, or anyone else for that matter, don't intend on helping you out after what you've done. Betty, hang on a minute, okay? I had no idea up until now that you were doing this. Even though you said this all so suddenly, it's difficult for me to respond without knowing anything about it. If you were at college, I'd be forcing you to drop out since you won't be able to afford it. Such a pity. But I'll make sure that you repay me for what I paid for you, and you'll need to repay your parents for all the trouble you've caused them. If you want to study abroad, you need to go on your own expense. I'll never support you financially again after the things you've called me. Betty, don't be mad at me. I had no idea that this was the situation. You can't be that mad at me, surely. I'm not just mad. I'm completely dumbfounded by your behavior. I don't want anything to do with you anymore, so just do your best by yourself. With that, I bid you farewell, Sophia. Wait, what's with the goodbyes, Betty? What am I supposed to do now? Who knows? You can't come to the wedding ceremony. I don't think you're really part of the family anymore. Huh? You're still going to have a wedding ceremony? How? Today's Saturday, and I heard that the courthouse has a temporary window reception open, right? So I went there to confirm if divorce papers were filed in my name, and they were, so I canceled them, and now they're invalid. Well, that means everything's fine now. I didn't do anything wrong then. Don't you understand that it's not a problem that can be easily fixed? Huh? What do you mean it can't be fixed? You forged our divorce papers and submitted them, Sophia. I tried to call off the wedding, and as I expected, Mark is furious about it. I have no intention of dealing with you in the future. I hope that cutting you off will make all the difference. Wait, Betty, so I can no longer study overseas? And if I forged the papers, that means you're not divorced after all. Doesn't it mean that everything will be okay? It means nothing has changed, right? My perception of you has changed. I thought of you as family, Sophia, and now I just see you as my enemy. Mark also sees you that way as well. He's cutting you off too. Don't even think about showing yourself around us ever again. We cringe at the sight of you. Please, wait a minute, Betty. Let's talk this out. Can't we talk this out nice and calmly, like adults? You would have been if you were dealing with the Betty who was nice and calm a few hours ago. Do you think I would now? It's all over, Sophia. You made the mess. You lie in it. I'm sorry it came down to this, but you're nothing but a stranger to us now. Don't come anywhere near our wedding ceremony or else. Betty, I'm really sorry. Please accept my apology. I was so terrible to you. I realize that now. I know you and my brother are really mad at me, but please look into your hearts and forgive me. I can't live on my own if my family abandons me. I was really looking forward to studying overseas. Please let me go. We're family, right? Please, I'm on my knees here. Forgive me for what I've done. I'm not forgiving you for anything, you horrible little girl. You pushed your brother too far this time, and you're just being a complete nuisance to everybody. Why don't you go and cry on your own and let us live in peace, all right? Don't contact me again. Please, Betty, don't do this. Please don't leave things like this. Please don't abandon me. I have nowhere to go. It's too late, Sophia. Did you finally realize that you picked the wrong person to pick on? You're just a piece of crap, you horrible little girl. When it came down to the problem at hand, the divorce papers were discarded by Betty and Mark got married without any issues. Sophia came to the ceremony in tears, but she was not allowed inside. She was completely amazed by the actions of her brother and her family. It seems that she had no choice but to be at a loss after her brother and family cut her off and was isolated from them. Once Betty and Mark got married, they lived happily ever after. Sophia had no place to go, and the study abroad program she was looking forward to vanished. She was forced to pay back her tuition and started working part-time as a live-in babysitter. Right now, it seems like she's living alone without the support of her family. Her problems were self-inflicted, so there's no way of rescuing her from this fate.